This is Weekly Report with PoliceReviews.com.
They have been closed mouth with us. They have not told us anything. My son was killed at 2:45 June the 13th. We was not notified until 10 o'clock the next day. The same day he was killed at 2:45 a.m. We wasn't notified till 10 o'clock. His friends because he was so popular, emails just rushed everywhere, and his best friend came to the house and told us that he was shot. He was shot. The policeman used a what was the name of that gun? It was he did 8 bullets. 5 hit my son into the car. My son was leaving. He left. Okay, you have to remember, we was not there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, at about 9 o'clock, someone privated my husband's phone and said, whatever you hear is not true, okay? Don't believe it. So it was somebody that was at the party, but they have not come forward. We begged them to come forward, and they wouldn't. Now, the policemen have told 4 different tales of the incidents that have happened. His side, 4 different tales, okay? The first one was that we heard that was on TV, the news. When first of all, when the Bexer County detectives came, they said that my son was involved in an altercation, and he didn't make it. We came to another investigation. We didn't know that it was an off-duty cop, and they didn't know it was off-duty sheriff. On the news, it came out, and this is what they on the news. This is the first story he told that was on the media. The news. He said that it was an uninvited guest. My son was supposed to have been an uninvited guest. Came looking for his ex-girlfriend. That he was irate, threatening. They calmed him down, put him in his car. He said that he saw my son reach into his glove compartment. By the way, it was dark at night, and my son has tinted windows. Reach into his glove compartment.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I just dropped something. Go ahead. You said that it was dark at night. He had tinted windows.
It was 2:45 in the morning.
I was told that he had like a limo tint, the real dark ones, or was it that dark?
Right. That's what I'm telling you. My son's windows are tinted.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, unless you get on top of my son. Like you looking into it. In his car. That's the only way you know what my son was doing. Then my son always has his radio on. Okay. So and then my son always uses his cell phone. His cell phone was his livelihood because he was a fitness trainer. So he always had his clients calling. He was always on the phone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he saw my son reach into the glove compartment, right? Pull out an object that he felt was the gun. He heard my son. He saw my son load and cock. When he heard the cock, he started firing into the car at my son. He killed my son dead and
He actually says that he heard your son load and cock the weapon.
yes, sir, he did. Then, okay, that's the first tale he told, okay? The second tale was him and his wife, that the same thing that my son went in and was outraged, said that he's going to get his East Side friends, his East Side boys to take care of him, that they're going to blow this house up or get rid of this house. And my son never lived on the East Side, don't have no East Side, but he got 3 jobs. When does he have time for the East Side? I don't understand. He was trying to portray my son as being a thug or in a gang.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Where did the officer make these disclosures? These are things that all came out in the press?
This came out in the press.
Okay. And it's believed that the officer was the one putting these stories out there.
Right. Well, wait a minute now. The first story that came out, his boss said it with the media. They had a big media to do things. Okay, with the media.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how the chief is talking media there, the media was asking questions.
Right.
That's what they had, and they showed that on TV. And that's what he said. Then the second one was, okay, after they calmed my son down, my son got into the car, left, came back, got out, waved the gun, pointed the gun, and that's when he started laying into my son, and my son died. I mean, there's so many different tales that he had told. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
And then, but we got the police report. It's like 4 different tales of, like I said, the San Antonio police was the first one on scene, not the Bexer County, and they tell a whole different story than what he told them. Okay, and so that makes 3, and then the 4th one was him and his wife was out, and my son aimed the gun and he started shooting. But he told so many different tales. I don't know which one to tell you is true.
Now, the friend that I talked to about your son's case, who initially called me, she said that the windows were shot out of the car.
Yes, we were told that. We have not gotten the car back, but all the front windows, the side windows, the back, all that shot out. And according to the way the medical examiner says, it was okay. He was shot twice in his chest. The second bullet supposedly killed him, and then 3 times down his back on the left side. And he was rolling. His car rolled into another car, but 35 feet away. But he was leaving the scene. You know
I understand that they found the gun supposedly, and I don't trust anything until I look at it myself. Supposedly the gun was found on the floorboard on the passenger side?
Okay, his girlfriend was, okay, and that's what I need to tell you. She was not an ex-girlfriend. She was his girlfriend. Her car was there. Her daughter was there. Her purse was there. And they told him she wasn't there. Okay, so to me, it's like, then how did he also know to go? We live on the northeast side of town. Henderson Pass is well on the north side of town. Mm-hmm. How did my son know to go way to Henderson Pass? Somebody had to let him know.
Right.
But he did. He had a concealed weapons license, and he was working at the club.
Well, let me just say this, just so you're clear from where I'm coming from and why I'm asking. I don't doubt at all that your son had every right to have that weapon, nor do I doubt what I was told when I was first contacted about this, that so far as I'm concerned, there's been no evidence to indicate he ever threatened the other person with a weapon. So,
right.
I let me just tell you something that I know from being both a cop and someone who's investigated a lot of police misconduct. To some extent, the police are happier when someone is mortally wounded and doesn't make it, because then there's only one side of the story to be told, their side. And so one of the things that we want to do with your case is reconstruct the facts and reconstruct what happened here. Because I'm a reasonable man, and if you were to tell me, okay, this guy's a gangbanger, he's a troublemaker, he wouldn't leave, all that stuff that's been dumped out into the press, which a lot of people have bought into, I would stand back and wait for some evidence, but I can tell you it starts to persuade people. But if people got to know what you've told me in this phone call, that your son had 3 jobs, that he had a reason to be there, that somebody told him where to go, that he's not a violent person, that he had all sorts of friends, which is what I've heard consistently from pretty much everyone I've talked to.
It was over 1,000 people at his funeral. And see, when the media came out first, they was trying to label my son that way. They was trying to mess with his character, saying that he wasn't that. And then people started calling in, writing in, said, no, that's not Adrian Barnes. No, you got the wrong person. That's what we get the shirt off his back to you. He helps people. He's not that way. Then they started doing another. Then they started doing the tracking what they said. That he was a blue chipper from Justin. He was an outstanding football player. He was they tried to retract it, but they already put out there because they was going on what the police that cop said, and which he trying to cover it up because.